What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about KTA, Keeta today. Shout out to Easy Money for the request. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. I had the scale inverted. If you're like, what the hell is that chart? That doesn't look right. It doesn't. By the way, if we were looking at this chart, I'd be pretty convinced that we are about to move down, which implies then, because it's inverted, that we are about to move up. It really does look like we're rolling over here. Like you look at it there. We're on the daily time frame. It's not the largest time frame ever, but you can certainly see the rounding out here that's happening, right? And typically when you round out, you do go down. And typically when you round out, you make a stab down. But in this case, again, the actual chart would be here. We're probably going to see a stab up. Looking at this on the daily time frame, again, just to quickly get my thoughts out there. Rounded bottom, good. Very good. We like rounded bottom. It's a nice voluptuous round bottom, and we all love that. I don't care who you are. Everyone can appreciate a nice thick round bottom. From a low to a high, the expectation here would be that when we do move up, we probably return to probably somewhere around the 886, 786 zone. That's my expectation. Typically, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but when you're in these extended zones and you move up, you do expect to find resistance between the 100 and the golden ratio, but most specifically the 786, 886 first, typically, right? Here, you did not find resistance in this area. You went all the way up to the golden ratio. So just as an example, we could move all the way up there, and I think we will. I think we'll move up there and beyond in time, but I think this zone here between about 46, 45, 47 cents and 53 cents here, that zone might be regarded as our initial kind of resistance point. We take a high here to the low of the lower echelons of this kind of consolidation area. Our golden ratio is right there at like 51 cents. Again, there is complete possibility that we run up to 60 cents and even beyond that. I would just think that from here, a run, because again, I am expecting a move more or less from here that is something similar to this. I just don't see a move like that happening all the way up to the golden ratio. It could happen. KTA is grossly undervalued. It absolutely is. It's got a lot of potential stored inside of it. But even still, I think that you'll see an initial reaction up to this level, consolidate back. You'll probably find support at the 100, at the 886, or at prior resistance, and then we'll move up probably above the golden ratio, test back to find support on it, and then the real fun begins. Then we get crazy. End of February and March, I think, is going to be real crazy, you guys. I think it's going to be phenomenal. But sometime soon, I would expect that we do move up. We look at this on a daily time frame here with the RSI. Very neutral RSI, but also you're trending. You're also trending. You're neutral with a trend, right? When these trends happen, we look here, we're trending here, higher lows, higher highs, we're trending there. Let's take notice of what we were doing when we were at these readings versus what we were doing at these readings, okay? When we were at these readings here, we were moving up. We were moving up. It was nice. It was okay. It was quite all right with this movement here. But then when we started getting overbought here, we saw movements that were more pronounced, that were faster, that were larger. The slope was higher. It wasn't the craziest movement ever. We were on a cooling down kind of phase of an overall move that took us up. We don't have it on the historical chart here, but it took us up from like 2 cents all the way up to this $1.68 level. So we had a very, very nice move there. And that's what the cool down is for. But the point being is that, again, the most bullish moves happened when we were overbought. So just forward thinking here, we're in this trend of higher lows and higher highs. While that's nice and it sets us up, probably some point in February is going to be when we get overbought. And it's when we get overbought that the really nice things happen. I wouldn't be surprised if we moved up here pretty soon, but we're probably going to be breaking out, really seeing prices surge above $1 and maybe even to new all-time highs at some point in February, if not March. That'd be my expectation. The 1 hour time frame, if we're looking at this, we zoom in. Let's see, should we take the high to low? Let's take the high to low. High to low, because it's bigger. I was going to take the low to high, but this is bigger. I think this is more relevant. Went from the 0.5 to the 236. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but you guys know that anytime we do this, 0.5 to the 236, we typically do just run up to the golden ratio. And it's even possible that we do go to the 786, 886. So something between 24.5 to 26 cents is coming This is the 1 hour time frame. I would expect that we see this. I mean, it's the 12th today. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it by the end of tomorrow, the 13th, or the 14th at the latest. I wouldn't be surprised at all if this is what was coming next. So 23 cents now, 24 and a half to 26 cents in the next day or two. It could be by the end of today if we really move up fast. I mean, it doesn't take much for this thing to move up. We can move up pretty damn fast if we want to. We're very oversold. 1 hour RSI looks bullish. Stochastics are cooled off. Kind of an odd area to bounce, but you've actually bounced here before, it seems, and found resistance here, so good enough. MACD looks bullish overall as well. We look at the 4 hour time frame, and the RSI maintains a bullish dominance here as well. Getting overbought, you hate being oversold. You're living above the 50. You're living below the 52, but I would just say you look more bullish than bearish here. The stochastics are pretty bullish here, and the MACD is a bit wishy-washy, but so is the price action, so the MACD might not be as reliable. But with that being said, we are about to cross above the zero, which I think will promote some decent price action. The daily time frame, again, the stochastics are here bouncing in this kind of obscure area. It's not really that common to do, but for some reason KTA does like to find support here. For some reason it does. So I wouldn't normally call for support here, but hey, if it worked before, it might work now. The MACD is looking very bullish, with this day actually starting to build bullish momentum. The thought here is that, we just continue on this kind of path forward. Maybe sometime going into the end of this month of January or very early February, we'll be crossing above the zero. Probably over the next week or two, we'll be crossing above the zero. And that should be the moment at which we see this move come to play, where we go up to that 50-cent level or higher. Setting up to be bullish here. Cooled off, reset on the stochastic, setting up to be bullish there. And the RSI being in an uptrend. I mean, overall, where we are now in the readings, like just looking at it, we're very neutral. We are very neutral. But being in an uptrend, there's a lot of bullish assumptions that we can come up with, I should say. And the assumption that I'm running with is that this next attempt probably doesn't get us overbought, but the next attempt after that probably does. And I'm just giving them a little bit of space. Probably sometime in February, that's whenever we hit that overbought zone, and I would think that is when we are above this high and making a solid charge to new all-time highs altogether. When we do see new all-time highs, because we will, oh yes we will, either in February or March we will see new all-time highs. The minimum expected target, this is the minimum target that I personally expect, is about a 13.5x. Again, that's the minimum target. If I was wanting to buy and hold until February, end of March, maybe sometime in April, I would expect a 13.5x at a minimum, personally. That's my expectation. At a maximum, maybe a 30x. And if it's not by the end of March, maybe it is by the end of April, or it could take a little bit longer. But I think, and I know that typically in the downward sloping moves, it takes a long time. But the upward moves, that you take the stairs down, you take the elevator up, you move up very, very fast. What took from August until now to happen, like a half year basically, 5 months, whatever. Was it August? Is this the beginning of August? Middle of August, so September, October, November, December, January, 5 months, yeah. Time math is weird. I always have to double check myself. What took 5 months to accomplish to the downside will probably take 2 months or less to eviscerate to the upside. Mark my words, from here, in the next 2 months, I bet in the next 60 days we are at new all-time highs. If not, maybe the next 90, but when we are there, $3.14 to $6.90, that is the target area we're assuming. I don't have a preference. I mean, sure, it'd be easy to say, well, we're going to stop here. Maybe we do. Maybe we do. It's a 13x. I mean, it's a very possible outcome. We could stop right there. But KTA, I think, is more bullish than meets the eye. I think there's more to it than people are aware. And it's got a low market cap. We could really see some crazy stuff happen, you guys. 30x is very possible in a very short amount of time, over the next quarter of a year. But we'll see. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I would very, very much recommend that if anybody does not have KTA in their portfolio, to do some research, look into the project, figure out why we're talking about it at all. What's the purpose of it? Why is it a project that has a lot of potential? And if you can figure out why, and you like the information you're reading or discovering, then invest. If you can't wrap your head around it, if it's not something that you're about or it doesn't entice you, don't invest. It's better to invest in things that you're enticed with, because that commits you to conviction. And in moments like this, you need conviction, right? Like Onyx Coin. The only people who reaped the rewards of this pump were the people who had conviction, right? You can't have if you don't have conviction, you're not going to be a part of those pumps. You're just going to be chasing pumps. And I think KTA right now is giving you a very, very opportunistic moment to not chase a pump, but to get in at a what they call a point of strength, right? You want to buy into you want to buy you want to be the strong hands, and the strong hands are buying here. Strong hand, and when I say strong hands, just imagine we are at new all-time highs. You can sell whenever you want. You could not sell and it dumps and you're still in the green. You got options. And there's no sweat, there's no pressure, because no matter what, you're walking away with profits. Immense profits. That's strong. That's strong hands. That's being the smart money. Anyways, do your own research. Not financial advice. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.